Hi guys, welcome to Vol Sports. Finally, Osimhen has moved from Napoli to Galatasaray. Now that move is a loan, straight up 1 year loan. He's going to stay there for 1 year. They are going to cover all his wages and he has signed a 1 year contract. In that 1 year contract, they have agreed that his release clause now is 70 million euros. Okay guys, the saga is over. He is going to play his trade at Turkey. What do you make of this whole thing that happened with him, Chelsea, Napoli, and his camp?
I think it's a big relief for him. It's a big relief for his team. Kudos to his agent. He's gotten him what he wanted on his own terms rather than any other person's terms. The move is wanted because let's not forget the heart of this whole deal is that Osimhen wanted to keep playing football rather than sitting on the sidelines, and the offers that were coming in from Chelsea were far below what he was expecting, and so he held out for the right deal, and the right deal has finally showed up. So he gets to move to Gala, play a season there, and also the clause in the contract is that he can leave whenever there's an offer.
Even in January.
Yeah, even in January within that price range. So I think it's a good triumph for Osimhen. Now it may not look like it from the side of the Napoli side because they've finally had to bring down the valuation in this contract, but then they've extended the contract by a year. So in the sense that they were holding up for 120 million, they've lost in that aspect because you can't keep a player back, not integrate him into the squad, and now you want to now let price be the stumbling block for him moving to another club. So finally, in some sense, the saga is over. The mystery, however, continues because we don't know right now which big club in Europe is going to come for him, but I think it's a good move for him.
Okay, now, so this deal in general, do you think that Chelsea and Napoli did him bad, or do you think that the agent did him bad? What do you make of this whole transfer?
Agent did not do him bad because they stood out for a certain fee. If you go to London, if you go to England, that certain fee will be dropped. I think they were willing to pay 160 million, 160,000 pounds
a week.
Yes. A week, sorry, weekly wages. I was talking about 160 million. Forgive me there. 160,000 pounds a week. You want to pay 160,000 pounds a week. You don't want to pay. I don't want to. Let's not go into the players they've renewed their contract now. You want to pay 160,000 pounds a week, and you're not willing to pay the asking price of Napoli of 120 million, which means you want him for a free. You want him for almost a free, and it's not possible. You either pay the full price for him in one installment and pay 160. The camp might maybe say, okay, fine. After 2 years, they might increase the contract, but now they wanted 160,000 pounds a week and less than 120 million pounds for Osimhen and stretching the pay. That was for Chelsea. Then PSG wanted maybe more, but they were not also willing to meet his valuation about 400,000 pounds a week. They were also asking him to take pay cuts, and these are the pay cuts he wasn't willing to take. I keep my fees, I play my game, I win you trophies. That's the deal. And I think going to Galatasaray now would only open that. It would only say he stood out for what he wanted, and he kept on to it. He kept on to it till the very last moment. I take my dues, I keep my dues, I make my own demands. You're not going to make demands. I might accept your demands when I come into a compromise at some point, but my demand stands. And since my demand stands, I would play your game, I would win you trophy, I'll put my heart and my blood on the field of play. And that's what Osimhen has always done. That's why I like him. That's the one thing I like about him. He always plays with his heart out. And I think with Gala now, with that move to Galatasaray, it opens up the whole question of Gala have always won trophies. Mourinho is there to stop the title run. What's going to happen now? It's going to tell you that I am here. I am going to continue what I have done in the past. Is what I will continue to do. I won trophies at Lille. I'm winning trophies at Italy. I am going to come down here and I will win trophies as well as a player. And I think so far it's a good move for him and his camp. Nobody to blame.
Okay, John. Now him moving to Galatasaray. What I expect? Do you expect him to bang goals there? Do you expect him to succeed? Because it's only 1 year. Everybody knows that after 1 year he's probably going to leave. But if now he's playing there for 1 year, what are your expectations for him? And when he plays in Turkey this season?
Yeah, the expectation is just for him to show us more of who he is. He's a player that has won the Golden Boot in the Serie A. He's also won the Scudetto. So winning things is already ingrained somehow in his DNA. So I'm expecting him to go to the Turkish league and do great stuff there, score 20, 25 or 30 goals for them. Let's not forget that they are in the Europa League. They have other competitions that they are in.
Yes.
So yes, if I think winning the Turkish title with Galatasaray wouldn't be something new for them because they've been winning it. One of the things Mourinho said when he came into Fenerbahce was that he wants to stop that line of winning the Turkish title. I think for me, one trophy that is not in his current cabinet that would look good in his cabinet is them pushing on to win the Europa League if they can. So I think that should be the target. They've won the league, let them maintain their performance in the league and then look to push on into the later stages of the Europa League, with him of course getting in on the goals. I think he makes their side a whole lot better.
We'll talk about Gala winning the league, dominating the Turkish league. Now you see that Mourinho and his own antics, some players are beginning to score goals, beginning to play good football. Talking about Fred, we've seen the incoming or signing of or pricing of Amrabat. Yet, so you see that Mourinho is also trying to perhaps build a solid midfield that could challenge for the league. But we're also writing off a side called Besiktas. So these sides now are building to challenge Gala for the league. So I think if he comes into that side, prints his name in the history books, score maybe, we've been seeing the Turkish league for some time now. Nobody has really crossed the 25 goal mark a season. Not really. You don't see when you see
often,
highest.
often.
You don't do it often. Once you see highest goal scorer of the league, who's winning the Golden Boot, is going away with 22 goals. It's going away with 18 goals in a whole season of perhaps 30 games. You're winning the Golden Boot with 18 goals and 20 goals. So if Osimhen could come in, score 25 goals a season, then it's one of those things you say this guy is here to stay. He's a born goal scorer. Then if he goes on to score maybe 7-8 goals for them in the Europa League, I'm certain that this is not the league you say they'll come and win it, because come on, they are big players, they are big boys in the Europa League.
But that's where I disagree, because you have to looking at the looking at the Galatasaray team, you have to give it to them as top contenders for the Turkish league. They're always winning it.
I'm not saying
and then now they've added for the Europa League, they've added star power that can give them that title, a chance at the title. I'm not saying that they are going to be I'm not saying they are going to be favorites, but for crying out loud, you have to put them in the conversation now because of Osimhen.
You forget that at some point they had big names, Mario Icardi and the rest of them, but they didn't even get to the knockout stages. Now they didn't get to the knockout stages, the semi-finals. They didn't even get to the quarterfinals. They only got to the round of 16s. These are big. They have big names. So I'm not taking away that far from them. I'm just saying if they can go to the Europa League and show up, it's about showing up.
Let Osimhen show up.
Let him just show up.
Whether they knock them
out or not. Look at it now. I'll put another Nigerian in that fray now. The Ademola Lookman. In the Europa League finals, they were going to be written off by the whole world wrote them off against Bayer Leverkusen. What happened? He showed off. He showed up. We all supported him, though. He showed up. He gave us the results against Real Madrid. They wrote them off again, but yet he was a standout performer. So, as a standout performer, even if your team loses and you didn't get on the score sheet, they will still sing you praises. And I think it's just what we want Osimhen to do for Galatasaray in the Europa League this season. Come up, show up, and shut up. Even if you don't get on the score sheet, we'll give you an applaud.
Okay, guys, the saga between Osimhen, Chelsea at Napoli has somehow ended. He's going to be playing his trade at Galatasaray. For one season, he's going to be on loan. Let's hope that he performs well and score more goals. If he scores more goals, big clubs will come for him, because we need him to be playing in bigger clubs, because Osimhen is a big player. Look at what he did with Napoli. Okay, guys, that's all about Osimhen. He's going to be playing his games next season at Galatasaray.